I apologize in advance, guys, if the camera shakes when I start doing this, but oh my goodness, the Leafs, they sweep away the California road trip for the first time since 1995 with their 2-1 overtime victory. That was going to fall in, it's loud and it's late. 2-1 victory in overtime over the Anaheim Ducks. And my good, guys, you know what? If you guys listen to the podcast, and if you guys have watched these Leaf videos consistently, you guys will know my feelings towards Garrett Sparks, okay? However, just because he played well today doesn't mean I'm a lover of him. But what I do have to say is Garrett Sparks, man, he played one hell of a game today with some luck involved as well. But overall, 1 goal on 39 shots, 38 saves, a save percentage of .95. Incredible job by Garrett Sparks there today. He did get some help from Jake Gardner's foot as they had a wide open cage and they fire it off his toe and it goes wide. And late in the third period, they fire the puck off Nikita Zaitsev. It looked like his butt initially. It was the back of his leg though, keeping that puck out of the net. So in hindsight, they should have scored 3 goals and 1 hit in regulation, but the Leafs defense were playing goalie in this one, and they helped Garrett Sparks' statistics. So there you guys go. But Garrett Sparks, I got to say, he was pretty good. The 1 goal he gave up, yeah, he probably wants that one back. But you know what? The fact that he only gave up the 1 didn't let it rattle him. He stayed composed. He looked all right in there. He wasn't as scrambly as we were used to seeing. There were times where he was, but he wasn't terrible in the game. Look, I'm still not a huge fan of Garrett Sparks. He has to win me over, if you want to say it like that. But from what I saw today, he played very well. I got to give him credit for that. Now, let's break this puppy down, all right? The Leafs, second night of a back-to-back. You got Garrett Sparks in. We don't really know what's going to happen in this game. The Ducks are starting a homestand now, so they just came from the road, but they didn't play yesterday, so they've been sitting now for a little bit. They're the rested team. So the Leafs, they have to get on the board early to really put the pressure on the Ducks, and especially since you played on a back-to-back, to get that early goal would be perfect. 5:42 into the first period. Jake Gardner, the side of the net, fires the puck to the center of the ice, and it hits Patrick Marleau's skate and a little bit of the stick. I think it was Josh Manson or Montour. I'm not sure which one it was. And into the net. Greasy goal. Kind of reminds me of John Tavares's in San Jose's game. Nonetheless, 1-0 lead. Marleau with his 4th goal of the year. Jake Gardner, Nazem Kadri grab assist, and the Leafs got the 1-0 lead. That's what you want to see. And that's the end of the first period, right? So the Leafs have the 1-0 lead. They're outshot 12-9, but really not a big problem there. A pretty good road period, especially on the night of a back-to-back. Second period rolls around, guys, and late, 1:25 to go in the second period, and Pontus Aberg just comes down, on a 2-on-1, but he just slap shot through Garrett Sparks, and he's going to want that one back. He should have had that one in his eyes and probably in a lot of people's eyes, but like I said, he played a really good game up to that point, and afterwards, he was fantastic as well. But problem now, you don't have your lead anymore, and it's 1-1 going into the third period. You're in the second night of a back-to-back. You got your backup goalie in the net who's been peppered in the first 2 periods. Only 22 shots in the first 2 periods, but the quality of chances were pretty good. And you got to try and find your legs in the third period and get a goal to give your team the lead back. Well, as I said, Gardner and Zaitsev play goalie in the third period, make some huge saves, literally. They outshoot us 15-10. Garrett Sparks makes some gigantic saves as well. Very good positional saves. I do have to give him some credit, guys. I don't know if it was in overtime or late in the third period. The puck was behind the net, right? And it was centered really quickly. It was kind of like a quick shot. It was a one-timer from behind the net, and I thought they beat Garrett Sparks short side. But he hugged that post quick and nice, and he got it right in the chest and smothered it. And I was really impressed. I liked his game today. Today, I thought he was great. You could arguably say that since he played last weekend, he's kind of fresh. Now, I don't know when the Leafs' next back-to-back is. You guys can tell me that. That's when Garrett Sparks will probably play next. I mean, that's Mike Babcock. That's what he's going to do. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens in that standpoint. But it's good to see Garrett Sparks get in there and get a victory no matter what, right? And I'm happy for him. The kid's gone through a lot. Drafted late, Marlies, all that stuff. Best AHL season, at least wins the Calder Cup, for God's sakes. And he comes up here and he has a sluggish start, but a really good road game on a back-to-back for Garrett Sparks. That's what Curtis McElhinney did for this team for a year and a bit. He was fantastic. Sparks was great today. I was really impressed with him. Now, third period, guys, like I said, the Leafs get some chances. They ring one off the post as well as the 2 saves. And we head to overtime. And instantly when the clock goes 0 and we go to overtime, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm okay with this. You get a point. You're grinding hard. The team's probably exhausted. You got a point on the road. Now, you're facing the Ducks, who are really not such a great team. Pontus Aberg scored his 6th goal of the year. That leads the team. So you can't let them score again. And overtime rolls around, and problem, there's a 2-on-1 against. John Tavares hustling back into the play. Lifts the stick. I forgot who it was Raquel was on the other side. I forgot who it was he actually lifted the stick of. And Morgan, the puck just floats to Riley because the puck's gone from that player. And Riley up to Mitch Marner. Raquel and that player collide. And Raquel falls. So now it's basically a 2-on-1 the other way. Tavares following up the play. Beautiful pass from Mitch Marner to the tape of who? Morgan Riley. And he roofs it on John Gibson. His 9th goal of the year. We have played 19 games this year. Morgan Riley has now a career high in goals of 9 through 19 games. And I thought he had another assist in the game, but he still scored a goal. And it's the overtime winner as the Leafs sweep away the West Coast road trip for the first time since 95. I want to reiterate that again because that's, holy smokes, that is over 20 years. I was born in 96. Yeah, I'm a baby, I know, whatever, but 22 years or however you want, whenever it happened and all that, you can do the math, whatever you guys want to do, but this team, I got to give them credit. You got smashed on the road against the Bruins to start this road trip, and we're like, oh boy, this is not the way you want to do it. I don't care how bad this Western Conference road trip is, as in the Ducks aren't the same, the Kings are probably going to be going through a rebuild at some point in time. The Sharks are still a good team. But you go out there and you dominate the Kings and make them look silly for all of the game. The Sharks, you fight, you go back and forth with them offensively. Freddie plays fantastic, and you come out with that victory. And then you go on the road on a back-to-back in Anaheim. They've rested, and you win in overtime. You got to give this team credit. Without Austin Matthews, this team has won 6 of their last 7 games, including this 3-game West Coast trip. The only game they've lost in a little while was that 1 game to the Bruins. They smashed the Penguins in Pittsburgh. You beat Vegas at home 3-1. You crushed New Jersey. And then you lose to Boston on the second half of a back-to-back with Garrett Sparks in the net in Boston. Yikes. And then you go out west and you go 1, 2, 3. You sweep them down the road and that's it. This team record is now 14-6. And without Austin Matthews in the lineup, they have shown us a lot. I am so proud of these guys. I think we all should be. Everybody, Kapanen, I'm proud of him. Par Lindholm, Freddie Gauthier even. I didn't see anything of Josh Levo today, but look, I can say it again. I'm so proud of these guys. Now, they deserve a day rest. Actually, they deserve the weekend off. No hockey night in Canada for this team. Quite the odd time for the Leafs. No Saturday, no Sunday, and they come back home to take on the Columbus Blue Jackets, who have been playing really well this year. 11-6 and 2 on the year. They're 6-2-2 in their last 10. They've won 2 straight. They just crushed the Florida Panthers in their last one, 7-3. They played Carolina on Saturday, so the Leafs have 1 extra day off. They're a good team. You can't take them lightly. They're a strong team. The Leafs got to come out and play their best. All right? But you know what? For now, guys, for this weekend, even though there's no Leafs hockey, let's enjoy these last 3 games for what they were. A hard-fought 3-game set. And you get them all, get 6 points out of 6 points on the West Coast trip. Since 1995, Incredible. What a job by this Leafs team. I mean, I don't care how not daunting this West Coast trip is. It is daunting on the players because, first off, the time change. Plus, you know, they're still the West Coast. They're still West Coast teams. I don't care what you guys say. Great job by the Leafs team to come out there and get the job done. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoy this video, and man, you guys enjoyed the game today. Smack that like button. Do appreciate that. And the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What you guys thought of the video? What'd you guys think of the game? What'd you think of bringing the broom back for hockey? And it's not playoff time. And, you know, just thinking on my toes. That's it. I want to hear what you guys have to say about all that kind of stuff. What'd you think of this West Coast trip? What was the best win? The LA King, how they dominated them like crazy, today's victory, or the Sharks win? For me, it's today. The fact that you were on the back-to-back, the fact that Garrett Sparks was coming in after that terrible game against the Bruins, and you grind this game out and win it in overtime. Incredible job by this team. Incredible. Who's your MVP? Mine's Garrett Sparks. I know. I never thought I'd see the day, but hey, he deserves it. So you got to give it to him. I want to hear what you guys have to say about everything Leafs right now. And great to hear Austin Matthews is back skating with the team. Things are looking up right now, guys, but we got to take it one game at a time, all right? So Evan and I will talk to you guys on Thursday afternoon podcast edition. Links in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition as they take on the Chicago Bulls tomorrow night. Looking to get back in the win column. They are in the Leafs and Raptors are in totally different spots right now. Raptors have lost 3 straight, 2 very emotional games, and now they hit the road to take on the Chicago Bulls. You gotta beat them. That's all there is to it for the Raptors. They need it in many different ways. For one, to get your 13th victory. Number 2, just to get a win and feel a win. That's what you got to do. And as for the Leafs, they look to continue rolling as they've, like I said earlier, won 6 of their last 7 games as of right now, and they come back home after that West Coast trip, having 2 days off, to take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. 7 o'clock puck drop at Scotiabank Arena. Sergei Bobrovsky, Freddie Anderson, the expected starters in that game. The Buds look for their 4th straight victory and come back home after feeling so good on the road and take it to the really good Columbus Blue Jackets. And it's going to be a tough one, but this team can do it. We've seen them beat some good teams this year. We've seen them beat some bad teams. We've also seen them lose to some bad teams. So we're going to have to wait and see how it goes on Monday night. But if we see Freddie Anderson the way we know we can see Freddie Anderson, the Leafs have a good chance. All right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.